what beholds us in very clear terms, something that is planned, targeted, and executed. But in the midst of all this, as I would round up, guns should not be the answer. You heard from the paramount rulers. They heard badly because as you went into the mega camp out there, out of the many we have, the 17 camps we have in the state, you went to one, where you saw aged mothers and grandmothers, where you saw very little and young children without fathers. These are the struggles we go through every day. I came 1 whole hour behind the planned schedule here because I had to be out to the suburbs to meet some traditional rulers, to see in another local government here, and talking all night through to see how we can reconcile the differences that exist and start thinking peace and start talking about forgiveness. And the foremost question that comes to mind is, this all our lives, this is where we have been, this is what we know, famine, and now we are displaced, we are killed, we are driven, and there is a lot of land grabbing. Where do we go from here? How do we discuss peace? And when we talk about disarmament, we don't have the arms, but we are killed. What are we disarming? So these are the challenges that are before you. But I am excited that you are all here, and all major stake players and holders are here with us. We made a number of efforts to ensuring that peace remains what we knew and know, and what we continue to practice. To our traditional institutions, we thank you for your wisdom and stewardship. And to my colleagues in government, we thank you for walking this difficult but necessary path with resolve. I've been on the phones with the governors of Nassarawa State, Taraba, and also we spoke a few weeks ago with the governor of Plateau. We are extraordinarily bleeding, particularly in Benue, in Plateau. We need peace because we are a peaceful people. I volunteered among the governors and the states in the front lines to host the North Central Summit on Peace just for us, the governors, and a few major stakeholders. Governor Sule is the chairman of North Central Governors Forum, and it's now already sent word out to North Central governors just to give me a date on when this would happen. These are all the efforts we've been doing in line with our traditional fathers and rulers and all the other major stakeholders who are persistently and continuously calling for peace and striving towards it. As we deliberate and reflect during this consultation, let us all remember this. The strongest weapon is not the gun. It is vision. Our safest shield, it's not the war. with trust. And the most reliable armor is not fear, but accountability and courage. I wish you had more than 2 days to go into these 7 local governments to see the number of people that have been killed, that have been driven out, and their land taken and occupied. This is our reality. There's no other way of saying it, but this is the truth. We need every resolution and we need every solution to be placed on the table for this to work. We are willing collaborators and partners of peace. And I will ensure at all times that peace is the watchword and it returns to our borders. Let us walk this road together, not armed with bullets, but with bold ideas, collaborative spirit, and unwavering resolve. Support me to take all the IDPs back to their ancestral land. Let our farmers go back to their own farmlands. Let our children have a future.
I've been invited several fora. I was at the War College to address senior military officers on issues of insecurity, good governance, and the role of traditional rulers. And I was also invited to Jagi to address very senior officers from across the globe on what traditional rulers can do to help security situation and addressing insurgency, terrorism, and banditry. But today I'm not here for that. It's just to give a goodwill message. And let me say that as I have been introduced and Mr. Chief or King of the Team Nation, but in addition to that, I'm also referred to as the father of the Team people and Team Nation globally. My remarks here, or my goodwill message, will focus on 2 areas of the exit pathway. Number 1 has to deal with the criminal elements in our midst that we know, and they have been tormenting us. I want to use a model in our Holy Book. In the Bible, if you go to Luke chapter, 15, the story is told of a prodigal son. The father had 2 of them. The younger one rose up, said, "Father, why do I leave? I don't have time. Let me have my inheritance." He insisted, he got it, went away on the far journey, and messed up his life. I'm not sure the Bible tells us details of what he did. But eventually, forces arose that caused him to think. And then he said, "I will arise and go to my father." And then he arose, came to the father, and while he was a long way away, the father saw him and ran and met him, embraced him, kissed him, brought him home. He did the ceremony. And that child was his aunt. And that child was demobilized and integrated. So we are talking about DDR. It's all there from the Holy Book. If we go ahead to look at the details, we can identify the older son that was at home. And faith he was denied all things, he suffered and so on and so forth. And the criminal young brother that came back home and was in rest for celebration, he said, how can you do that? I have been here. When we are talking about bringing the criminals home, people the headers and they are spoiling the show for all of you. The model you need to first do is drive away the madmen among you. Any other story you tell us without doing it is playing with the gathering. If you have madmen among you, you know the madmen, deal with the madmen. Let's extend that the mechanics we know. The mechanics we know, in my illustration, were the original headers we knew that will come growing up in this environment. They will come only with staff to guide the heads so that they will not destroy farms. That's the headers. In one of our meetings, some northern traditional rulers some years ago, a traditional ruler rose up and made the statement you made today, and my heart jumped. He said, you cannot change the culture of people overnight.
But we shouldn't be killing people.
What culture are you talking about?
Culture of sin.
Is it culture of killing? What culture are you talking about? Is it the nomadic culture of moving up and down? That culture didn't have problems. That culture didn't seek to take over our land. That culture didn't seek to kill us. That culture didn't seek to destroy our farms, our livelihoods. That's not the culture we know. What we have now are criminal headers carrying assault rifles, killing our people, maiming them, raping our women and our daughters, dispossessing us of our land, and even when we harvest our crops and bring them home, they come to our homes, destroy our houses, bring up our harvest, for their comes to eat. Is that the culture? No, I beg to differ. Any culture that is killing people, many people, taking over their livelihoods, burning their property, does not require 1 second notice. That culture must end immediately. If you come with heads, we will show you where the land is fertile, the grass is green, you will eat. But if you come right on our farm, people busy working, you are killing them. You are destroying our livelihoods, our farms. The whole year's labor is destroyed. That's an alien culture that cannot be tolerated in our environment. So for young people, the model I said is that let the mechanics join hands and deal with the madmen. Then we will accept you. We have always done that in the decades past, where if a cow strays and destroys any farm, they will come quickly, settle, pay compensation, and move on. Now, in my domain, in Kwande, they have taken over more than 4 wards, and they are staying. In my domain in Benue West, almost all the 15 wards have been taken over, and the people have run to alarm Naka, and there is kidnapping and road blockade on the way every day. That's not a culture that we can accommodate in Benue State. So, Matupan, deal with your internal issues. If you say they are not men that you don't know them, you know them. They dress like you. They talk like you. They carry AK-40 what? 7 like you. You can't deceive us. If you are talking like you, walking like you, carrying guns like you, killing us like you, how can you say you are not part of them?
Wonder.
So first, deal with the madmen among you. And come and present yourself clean, we will accept you. We have always done. It's just that things have changed. So before I sit down, I'm standing here in my capacity as the chairman of the Benue State Council of Traditional Rulers, the royal father, the real owners of the land. The governor holds the land in trust by law, but the land belongs to the people. And as representative of the people, in agreement with my friend, my colleague Ochido, we say enough is enough. Of our killings, that is our meaning of Benue State, whatever name is called, I stand in this chamber and by the authority of the royal fathers of this land, say it won't be well with such a person. The women have compromised, whether in Abada or in uniform, and is marching on the soil of Benue State. That soil will rise against you. Enough is enough. My prayer is that this consultation will be fruitful. This consultation will bring out something we can implement. And on behalf of all traditional rulers in this state, I want to assure you that whatever we help our people remain in peace and go back to their ancestral farmlands and homelands, we will receive 100% support from the traditional institution in the community. Your Excellency, our Governor, we are behind you. To rid Benue State of this menace, count on us. We will fully support you. The fourth battle is enough. It is not a coincidence that this meeting is holding here. It's because God has designed that after this meeting, everything of bloodletting in Benue should stop.
Way to peace in Benue.
Thank you so much for the question. This come together for the summit for the disarmament. It's quite critical. I understand that lots of questions are still raised by the victims of this carnage, by the victims of these insurgencies, and now the re-insurgencies. If, as where I'm coming from this morning at the traditional meeting, just to tell them to see how there must be no cattle rustling and then, intra-local government fightings and all that. The primary question was the invaders come in they kill us. They grab the land. And then when you tell us we should do peace with who? They were already killed and driven out of our land. Where are we going to stay to be talking peace? And then talk peace with who? And these are realities. These are the truths, that we have to explain and wrestle through for them also to forgive and then to see whatever it's done. Forgiveness is one of the model. The talk of peace is one of the model. But before you get to this point, they're already displaced. They're in the IDP camps. And then they are being killed every day. Every day. The large scale, it's no longer there as I speak. It's scaled down. But then there's some resurgency of its occurrence. So why this is very, very ideal, it's like what was needed since yesterday. We continue to look forward for the better fruits of it. I still have a number of the victims who are gone down in the bushes that were picked to be buried. So it still becomes quite burdensome on all of us. But I'm hoping that having presented what we did, the guns are not the answers. Land grabbing, it's not the answer. Peace is the target, and peace must be the resolve. So in as much as there are lots of sentiments in this, there are lots of displacement here, there are lots of land grabbing and all that, I'm hoping that this team will help sift through series of the onion layers of all these insecurities and then support us, one, to get the IDPs back home, and then so that they go back to their farms and peace reigns by our borders and within our cities and towns as well.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much.